Coming up on Takedown with Chris Hansen,
Get on the fucking ground! Stop
this
resisting!
man's tears aren't going to save him from what's about to happen next.
Do you speak English? Más o menos.
Well, General, there's something you need to know.
Como se dice en español, this is Takedown.
I'm Chris Hansen.
I hope you're enjoying this full free episode of Takedown, but there's something else you need to know. Only a small portion of our episodes are on YouTube. There are more than 100 episodes on our streaming service, ad-free and uncensored at WatchTrueBlue.com. Use the code YouTube24 to watch them all for $2.50 or YouTube Year for $20 off an annual subscription. Also, and this is important, hit the subscribe button below, and we'll see you soon on True Blue.
I want you to get a good look at these folks, because these are people that thought they were going to come have sex with children. They came to a strange undercover location thinking that they were going to encounter a 13 or a 14 or a 15-year-old child. They're dangerous. If it weren't for the outstanding work of the men and women of law enforcement, they absolutely would have attacked children had it not been an undercover operation.
The undercover investigation led by Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd is Operation Child Protector 4, and I'm embedded with the multi-agency task force to apprehend child predators. A sheriff's detective posing as a 13-year-old girl is contacted by a man going by the profile name of Chino. She fills me in on the details so far.
What do we know about this first visitor tonight?
He's 35. He works for a power company, and he's coming to meet a 13-year-old.
So he's 35 and he's coming to meet a 13-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
And has he been specific about what he wants to do with this girl?
Yes. He wants to have sex with her, make her squirt, and rub and kiss her vagina.
He uses a slang word, obviously.
Yes. And he also sent a picture of his penis.
Of course he did. And there's no doubt he knows, or he believes he's talking to a 13-year-old.
Yeah, I've reiterated it several times. Asked him if he was going to bring condoms because I didn't want to get pregnant. And he's told me several times that he will. He works overnight. And then he actually called into work today to tell them he was going to be late because he's coming to meet me.
Got it.
The man on his way wanting to have sex with a 13-year-old girl is actually 40-year-old Yarrow of Kissimmee, Florida. The task force and I get ready as the outside surveillance crew radios in Yarrow's movement.
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
From east to northwest.
So that was him.
Coming.
He said, come outside.
For the decoy's safety, the task force meets Yarrow at the door and takes him down.
Get on the fucking ground! Stop resisting! Stop fucking resisting! Stop resisting!
Hey, I got right arm.
I got
right
left.
arm.
I got left.
All right. Bend left arm around.
Stop resisting!
Stop moving, man. Listen.
He puts up a fight. The team quickly gets him secured, and like many men before him, the tears and begging begin. Yarrow is led into the sting house where he's read his rights.
You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand? Okay. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
Sheriff's deputies are going to process Jero, and then we'll get a chance to talk to him next.
During processing, Yarrow is searched, and in his pockets they find condoms and lubricant, a clear indication of his plans for the night with an underage girl.
Jero, come on over here and have a seat, will you?
Yarrow claims his English is not very good, so the task force brings in a translator for my chat with him.
Why did you come here tonight?
Por seguir un juego en texto.
What were you thinking coming here to meet a girl who told you she was only 13 years old? You talk about sex.
No le hice caso a lo que ella me dijo, pues. Pues yo le dije que estaba mintiendo, que ella tenía 21.
How old are you?
40.
40. Why did you say you were 35 in the chats?
Bueno, yo le dije a ustedes que eso fue un error en el momento de abrir la aplicación.
Do you speak English? Más o menos. ¿Cómo se dice en español? I want to suck and kiss all over your pussy until you squirt in my mouth. What did you mean by that?
Lo que dice ahí, en verdad, no tengo que repetirlo.
You said that. So what would have happened had we not been here and a 13-year-old girl was here? What would have happened? Then why did you bring condoms, lubricant?
Porque ella me lo repitió varias veces.
She told you. You're going to blame this on somebody who said they were 13 years old. It's their fault.
Y me dejé llevar por el juego, vuelvo y repito. Le seguí el juego.
The game. But she said she was 13 on more than one occasion, asking you to bring condoms. I'm still nervous about being 13 and pregnant. How much clearer could she make it? That she was 13 years old. And yet you came anyway with condoms.
Yo tuve la duda porque en su aplicación decía 21 y ella me dijo que ya ella tenía sexo muchos años antes. Y ahí no le creí nada, yo le dije que estaba mintiendo.
But she made it very clear. Why take the chance? Why not say, no, you're too young?
Pero como le dije, no le creía.
Well, I don't believe you.
Yo solo puse un texto que no lo iba a creer hasta que lo viera.
You walked in the house.
Aquí.
Why did you cry and scream when the sheriff's deputies arrested you?
Pues porque no pensaba que todo esto iba a suceder.
Yeah, I bet you didn't. Do you have children of your own?
Sí, pero no en mi casa.
4 daughters. 16, 14, 12, and 9. What if a 40-year-old man came over to the home where your daughters were living with condoms and lubricant after telling them they wanted to perform oral sex on them and make them squirt, as you said, to someone who said they were 13? How would you react if somebody did the very same thing you did tonight to one of your daughters? What would you do to that man?
No sabría cómo reaccionaría.
So why is it okay for you to do this tonight, and it's not okay for somebody to do it to one of your daughters who's the same age? I don't understand that.
Vuelvo y repito. La aplicación dice una edad, yo no le creía.
Why take the chance, though?
Que nunca había entrado en esa aplicación, ¿sabes? En una conversación como, ¿sabes? Larga como esa. Y pues me dejé llevar por la calentura. Eso es todo lo que tengo que decir.
Your horny instincts. Have you ever met a girl online before for sex?
No.
So tonight you just decided to come over for sex with a 13-year-old girl after chatting with her for 2 days.
Eso es lo peor, que la primera vez, mira,
This is the worst thing that could happen to you. Are you married, Gerald? Yes. And where does your wife think you are tonight?
que no tengo ni la cara para darle.
What do you say to your wife and children, the daughters, who are the same age as the girl you thought you were meeting tonight? How do you explain this? I mean, help me to understand why you would make this decision.
No sé, me dejé envolver.
You seem very excited. You sent a picture of your penis to someone you thought was a 13-year-old girl, referring to the penis picture as a picture of my little man. Is that appropriate?
No para una niña, ¿sabes? Poniéndola al caso de que fuera una menor, no es la conversación apropiada.
Okay, and that was the case here. What do you do for work?
Plataforma.
Scaffolding? Are you a U.S. citizen? You are. Well, Gerald, there's something you need to know. I'm Chris Hansen, and we do stories for television on men who try to meet children for sex, predators. Have you seen any of our predator investigations?
No.
Okay, you're in one now. Is there anything else you want people to know about what you did tonight? Anything?
Que nunca cometan el error pensar las cosas mejor y no no correrse la chance.
Don't do what you did. And to your family, what do you say?
No tengo cara para ellos. Se me cae la vergüenza, de verdad. Siento que les fallé a todos.
Okay. Jaro, thank you for talking to me. I appreciate it. These folks will take you from here. All right?
Venga.
Jiro seemed to want to try to convince me that he didn't really believe that Decoy, the girl, was 13, that it was some sort of a fantasy game. But over and over in the chats, he acknowledges the age. He acknowledges what has to be done in order for him to have sex with this girl. So I'm just not buying it.
Yaro was charged with 4 felonies, using a two-way communication device to commit a felony, lewd and lascivious battery to a minor, traveling to meet after using a computer to lure a child, and transmitting of material harmful to a minor. We'll keep you posted on the case against Yaro. While English may not be Yaro's first language, he understands the trouble he's in, and the severity of Yaro's actions on this night are not lost on Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd.
Here's a guy who's married, has 4 daughters, 9, 12, 14, and 16. This man at least claimed to not be fluent in English, but he knew enough, obviously, to have this chat or to use a translating device online to have this chat. Unmistakably sexual and unmistakably with somebody who he thought was 13 years old. When I interviewed him with the translator, I asked him, how would you feel if somebody came into your home and did this to your daughter? And all of a sudden he was going to be angry with this person and it's unacceptable. But yet for him,
It's okay. You see, the rules don't apply to him. It's okay for him to sexually abuse someone else's child, daughter, but he tells you that he doesn't want anyone to sexually abuse his daughters. You hope he's accurate in that sense, because I've seen men that prostituted their own children, that used their own children to make child pornography. So I pray that he would protect his children, even though he is a sexual deviant and a pedophile in his own right.
He's a workaday guy who puts up scaffolding and takes scaffolding down. But yet all these people in all walks of life, they're exposed to society, women, children, and you got to wonder, are they eyeing their next victim?
Sure, and you've got to look into his past. I want you to think for a moment. These people drove to a strange community and went to a strange house to have sex with a child, not really knowing whether or not mom and dad were on the other side, not knowing whether or not the deputies were on the other side waiting to arrest them. What kind of energy does it take? What kind of boldness does it take? What kind of fearlessness does it take to go to a strange house in a strange community to have sex with a child? That's how strong that desire is. They put all caution to the wind to sexually abuse your children if we don't find them in advance.
To watch previous episodes of Takedown with Chris Hansen, documentaries, and exclusive investigations, head over to WatchTrueBlue.com.